Have you seen the flower pot people? I have seen them. They're all over Facebook and YouTube and Pinterest, and they are so cute. There are so many different ways to make these little people, and they are just absolutely adorable. So I had an idea, and I was in the Dollar Tree, and I snagged up a couple of pots for myself, and I couldn't let this patriotic season go by without making a flower pot person of my own. So come craft with me. Dollar Tree sells these terracotta pots in the 3-inch size in a pack of 2, and then they sell the miniature pots in a 3-pack. So I'm going to use both of the 3-inch pots, and then I'm only going to use 2 of the mini pots. I painted one of the 3-inch pots and the 2 mini pots in Waverly chalk paint in the color Ocean. And I sped this video up because I really hate long videos. I always tend to get a little distracted and kind of get a little drowsy, so I don't want y'all falling asleep on me, so I did speed this up so it wouldn't be a horribly long video. And y'all don't need to see me paint. Y'all can paint. So anyway, and I didn't do anything really fancy. I just painted 3 of these pots in the color Ocean, and the 3-inch pot, I did not paint the bottom of the pot because you're not going to see that, but the little mini pots, I did cover the bottom of the pot in the paint because you're going to see that they are going to be the arms of my little pot person. So anyway, I did just put 1 coat of paint on this, and if there was a little bit more of that terracotta color coming through, I did kind of dab over that, but I thought it was kind of rustic and primitive and beautiful with a little bit of that color coming through, so I didn't really feel the need to put 2 coats of paint on this. I just thought 1 coat was good enough. I went with the color Crimson and the Waverly chalk paint, and I put a coat of the Waverly Crimson on the outer edge of my 3 pots, and just to give it a little touch of red and a little bit of bright patriotic color there. I did not make sure that the 2 colors met completely because I took a small dauber that you can get in a 3-pack at the Dollar Tree, and I dipped that into the Waverly chalk paint in white, and I dabbed that in between the 2 colors of the Ocean and the Crimson, and that is how I met the 2 colors with the red, white, and blue. And on some areas I used the edge of the dauber, and then in some places I use the full sponge, and I thought it gave it a really nice effect, kind of a little varying dimension and a little height difference, and it kind of just gave it a really nice finished edge, kind of a, I don't know, it just gave it a little bit of a detail that kind of your eye traveled there, and I don't know, I really liked it. So I don't freehand draw. Truth to be told, it kind of makes me want to cry sometimes because I am just not a freehand artist. I don't draw very well. I drew this out with a pencil first, and then I went in with a fine brush and started painting the face on. If I had actually wanted to make things easier on myself, I would have found an image on Google and drew it out and traced it out with some carbon paper. But sometimes I really like to do things the hard way. But this is the route that I chose. So I just took a little brush and then some paint, and then I just started painting this on by hand. You can do this however you want to, and a lot of people in my household are a lot better with drawing than I am, but I I'm just not that good at it. But this is the face that I decided to draw, and so I don't know. It's a very happy little face. And so, anyway, I just kind of very carefully put the whites in of his eyes and just kind of just it's not something it's not something that I do very well. And so I was very stressed out at this point, and I wasn't even sure about this project at this point because I'm just, even these little face projects like this tend to give me a lot of stress. But I actually did this with my chalk paint because I didn't want to put several coats on, and my acrylic paint I knew would require a lot of coats. And so, and my paint pen, actually, my white paint pen, I have trouble with it. I don't know. It just, I need to replace my white paint pen. So that probably would have been an easier route too. But like I said, sometimes I just enjoy doing things the most difficult way possible. So y'all can just figure out your easy way and do this, but this, I enjoy the hard way. So I just laid my little face on, and I did slow this down because this actually was the most tedious part of the project for me. And if you are a very good artist, then this will probably not be your kryptonite. So I did get out my black paint pen, and I just traced over what I had drawn out with my pencil. And after I got the whites of the eyes on and I laid that little paintbrush down, it was pretty much easy sailing from then on out. And I just, I traced over my pencil drawing and just added just a few little details in with my black paint pen. My other paint pens are fine, but my white paint pen tends to run. So that is why I did not use that one. And like I said, I need to replace it. I just haven't got around to it. It's just, one of those things that I just keep putting off. But I just did a very, very simple face. And I tried to make it as happy of a face as I possibly could pull out. And I just did a little bit of black detail around the eyes. And I did pull my white paint pen out and give it a little bit of a little iris, a little sparkle in its eye. And that's about all. Once I got the face on and I was through the most stressful part of my project, that's about all I trusted that pen to do. Because I didn't want to really mess up my project. I don't know if you have anything in your craft stash that's like that. You just don't trust it to completely mess up your project. But that is my white paint pen. It just, I don't know. I have bought these wood half beads on Temu, and once I had my face painted on, I just decided to put this little half wood bead on for its nose because I didn't trust myself, quite honestly, to draw a nose that would be acceptable. I had this cute little fiber floor mat or dust mop. It's a microfiber floor mop. I knew I would get it out eventually. So I had bought it for another project, and I had just had it rumbling around, and I was going to do something else for my little beard, but I found this and I thought, oh, this would be so cute. And so I dug it out and I cut it into a triangle, and then I just hot glued it onto the base of my little flower pot, and I trimmed it into a triangle, and I fussed around with it, and until I got it into the right size, because I did not want this to look like a Santa. I wanted this to, look a little patriotic and not Santa Claus at all. So I just fussed around with it until I got it to the size that I wanted it to be, and then I hot glued it on underneath my little smiley face. And I left it really kind of long because, Uncle Sam has a really long beard. So anyway, once I had my little pieces that were just kind of laying there, I just kind of brought it up to the sides, because, Uncle Sam has some really long, like, sideburns and this and that. And so then I just took my little pieces that I had laying around and I just glued them to the top of my little flower pot. And because I just thought, he's got bushy white hair, and I had all these little pieces floating around, and I thought it would just be really kind of cute to just kind of use them and kind of have them, poking out underneath my little hat. In order to get the arms, it's very simple. You just take some twine and you make a really good thick knot. I did make a double knot, and you just tie it into the little mini pot. And then I actually measured this wrong the very first time I did it. I measured it over the bottom of this, because most generally the flower pot people, you put it over the bottom this way. But since I had a very long beard on my Uncle Sam, then I wanted to turn my flower pot up over the other side. So I measured it wrong the first time. So I'm showing you how I'm measuring it wrong. I did turn my flower pot over the other side. So you can do your flower pot people however you want to. Anyway, so see, I'm measuring it wrong. But I did go back and I did fix that. But you just measure it however long you want it to hang. And then you just make another knot in your other side of your little flower pot. I decided that I wanted just a little bit of trim on my little Uncle Sam suit. So I just wrapped a little bit of twine around my flower pot, and I put a little dab of hot glue and just trimmed it off. Dollar Tree carries these little patriotic hats, and they are so cute. They come 4 to a package, and I picked out the red one, and I just took the little elastic little chin strap off, and I thought it just needed a little bit of something. So I just took my hot glue gun and I put a little bit of that matching nautical twine around the band, just to kind of cover. They have some like little staples in there, and I just didn't want those little staples to show. So that little nautical twine just covered that up just really well, and it paired well to the bottom of what I did, because I just didn't want to embellish him a whole lot. I wanted to keep him a little bit rustic and primitive, but just juice him up a little bit. You can just do whatever you want to with yours. And then I put him on at a little jaunty twist there. And I put a really good amount of hot glue on the top, and then I held it down. I put a really good amount of hot glue, and what I didn't show is I did put some E6000 on this as well, so that it would have a very good permanent hold. And I put my little flower pot arms down, and then I held it in place. And he turned out so very cute. And I just thought he's just absolutely adorable. My little Uncle Sam flower pot person that I just decided to make on a whim. It was just a little crafting whim that I came up with, and I thought he turned out so cute. And I absolutely adore him. I love it. Just because my decor is red, white, and cool this year doesn't mean that you can't take these little flower pot people and adapt them into whatever your decor is, whether it's bees or watermelon, lemons, ladybugs, whatever you've got going on. Even the simple farmhouse or a neutral design, but they are so fun to make, and you can make them just as elaborate or as simple as whatever your tastes are or whatever time allows for you whatever time you have to craft. And for some of us, it may not be all that much time, but you have that specific time to craft, and you want to sit down and do some unwinding and some relaxation. That I've always said crafting is my therapy. So don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell so that you know when I've uploaded my next video, and give me a thumbs up. I welcome each one of my new subscribers. I have so much enjoyed the kind notes and the very welcoming and warm comments. I love responding back to each and every one of you. So welcome to Crafts, Laughs, and Chaos, and thank you so much for joining my channel. And I hope that each and every one of you have a really great summer and a very safe and happy holiday season.